This time when there was no rain, we went to the sea in Melbourne. I told them we'd wait till we go to Melbourne, and we went to the sea, and I made a Ganesha and they made a Shiva there, and they worshipped the.
We have some tissue from mother's hand.
So, and they made a Kundalini also there. See, and then they prayed. And it rained and rained and rained. It poured, poured in buckets, poured in buckets. It was, I had never seen such rain before, like buckets were poured in. And in one day, 4 inches of rain in that Sydney, can you believe it? And the puja was on inside and outside on my birthday. Buckets and buckets of water. It was a drought, they were so frightened.
We heard that the whole tent fell, Mother, because there's so much rain. Robert was telling us, Mother.
And you see, the Sahajogis enjoyed it so much, how they have played a trick. And then the river got flooded. And it entered into all the pubs and all. And washed off everything, brought it, you see, as if went inside, washed all the bottles, everything. And all the bottles were, some of the empty ones, you see, were floating, these plastic ones were floating, and others sank down, and everything was washed up and was brought in. But only into the pots there. So the newspaper was that the rain was tremendous, but the river was very discreet. And also this fire that broke out before I went to Adelaide. Adelaide had a very bad fire, and what they described it was this. Can you put it there? This one on top of that, like that. And they described that the fire was also very discreet, and the balls of fire they saw rising on the hills and entering to some houses, avoiding some houses. Some houses were completely burnt and some were not. And those people who did not suffer came to my program, said, now we know why we are saved out of that. And they could see the balls, can you imagine the balls of fire from somewhere? I mean, they don't know how the balls were formed. Big, big balls like these, you see, were just rolling up the hill. And they could see, you see balls rolling up the hill, going up, entering into the houses like that. They just couldn't understand what happened with the fire. But the best was the washing of the pubs, because normally on the river side they have all these pubs, you see. And they washed up all these, what you call, things used for the standing things. They see they have those mattresses, those sun mattresses and all that. All everything was washed and brought inside. I really enjoyed it very much, and Sahajogis were so happy with all that, very happy. They asked me a question, why God is angry with us, you see, here in Adelaide. And Adelaide is just like Paris for Australia, just like Paris. Very promiscuous, all kinds of dirty things happen there, all sorts of horrid things take place there. So, like Soho it is, you see. So it was Adelaide was chosen by fire, just burnt them out. So when I went to see the hills, you see, when it had started, all black hills, nothing was there, nothing. No leaf, not single leaf there. And really it was surprising, this house was burnt, that was not burnt, this house was burnt, that was not burnt. You could see it so clearly. And when it was burnt completely. I don't know how they burnt even the bricks and everything. It's absolutely charred black. It's very interesting the way sometimes the nature takes its response. Like when I went once to Guntur, see, I told these people that you shouldn't grow any tobaccos anymore. They were exporting all that tobacco to England. Can you imagine? And they had in the house you could find all your English tiles and English what do you call these old style big showers, such big showers. If you stand under them, then the whole thing gets absolutely like a torrential rain falls on it. All English. And tubs, they had English tubs, everything in the house. So exporting that tobacco here, you see. So I said, you shouldn't do that. You should not have done it. So they said, but you know, mother, we are giving it to English, not to Indians. I said, still, you should not have done it. It's wrong. I mean, you are doing the same mistake as I have done, I think. No, no, it's correct. It's correct. You are. So, then what happened that I told you shouldn't grow like this. It's not good. And it's, whether they are English or English, you are committing sins. You should not do like that. Why are you growing this? I said, you can grow very good cotton here, like just like Egyptian cotton. You can grow here. Why do you want to do? Some people took me seriously. Some of them got very angry. When I had gone there, about 50 cars came to the sea. When I was going, hardly 2 or 3 people came to see me. They were very angry for me. I said, no. I had warned them that if you go about like this, the sea is just next door and it will take a response. It is going to be angry with you, listen to me. And they were so angry with me, they didn't come to see me off or anything because I told them. Now what happened, that same year, there was a typhoon which entered into Guntur. It had never entered there. And all that was devastated. All their crops were devastated. They can no more grow tobacco there. And in the meanwhile, the government of UK stopped the import of tobacco from that place. So it was doubly hit, you see, doubly hit. But those who started growing the cotton were perfectly all right. Because all this salty water went into the soil. Now they can't grow this. And they said they never had this kind of an experience. After that they came to Delhi and asked me, Mother, you must again come, we are sorry for what we have done. I said, no, you see, I didn't do anything. This is very bad. I had never thought of any destruction, but you brought in what I told you, that the sea will get angry. But they said it happened so quickly, Mother. I said, not so quick, because at least there were 8 months for you to change your ways. Imagine, just to export those tobaccos to you and get those tubs there. No, they have a kind of a inferiority complex that if they live like English, having tubs and things like that, then they become something higher personality. But for that to sell tobacco to you, just imagine. It's all showing up now. You'll see that everything that I say will be showing up. I was happy to learn that there has been a program about these horrible diseases which are caused by this promiscuous life and all that. I'm very happy. Let people learn now. They used to make fun of me and say that I'm Victorian, this, that. Now let them learn what it means. Now everybody is quite alert. You were telling me, I think she told me that in England there are 10,000 people who are suffering from this disease. Can you believe it? 10,000 people. And they used to call me Victorian. Navin has arrived? Right. Just I say that 100 years life. No, come on. He's also giving her puja things, you know, here. You can take that paper. Now, I think we should spread some other cloth here. some sort of a old towel or something, or put one of the towels there, so that this poor portion is kept clean. That's
Some water for you. Take the milk.
I didn't give you a silver thali, Devi, isn't it? I must have given it to some other center. I don't know. From that same shop where they were giving, you see, 100% silver, I bought silver for different centers. I don't know whom I gave what. So all of them are here. Has Jane come? Has she arrived? No. Where is she? All right. Call all of them inside. You can move forward a little bit, I think. But why not spread here something just to keep
It's just coming, Mother.
Huh?
Class, it's just coming.
हे नंतर करूया आधी मी भाषण देते. Did you see those lines, energy lines, eh? Just imagine. Huh?
Interesting.
Huh?
There's so many of these zodiacs they found.
Zodiac lines.
Yes, they found them by
These are energy lines
energy
making the
lines.
zodiac.
Yes. Two or
I
three
didn't know
places.
that.
There's
I
one
thought-
at Glastonbury
Huh?
and there's one in this Kent.
So what are the zodiac signs? Which ones are there?
All the 12 signs.
All 12 are there in a circle.
Yes.
And you discover these by a magnet.
I think he's found a lot of it by dowsing.
By dowsing.
Yeah. Just with the...
With that. Or they find it by magnet.
And they find it also by tracing the old lines of the boundaries,
All these are
waterways and the boundaries between the parishes. So
Is
this,
it?
yeah.
But actually, you see, if you take a magnet, it will dip at the point. See?
Yes.
So if you follow that dipping, then it forms a line. That's the best scientific method.
Yes.
Dowsing also the same thing is. What is it? The magnet. Is it?
Yes.
And the magnet, when it, you see, at certain points, the magnetic lines are strong. Thus, magnetism is the essence of the Mother Earth in expression. I mean, the fragrance is, but the fragrance has the magnet in it. So fragrance comes out of magnet. Now, this magnetism of the Mother Earth goes in lines. You see, it doesn't move in only at the fragrant point. It moves all over, but otherwise it acts in lines. And these lines you can find out easily if you use a magnet. You see, a powerful magnet. Move that magnet on the Mother Earth. You see, you will find that it will start dripping down. You see, you move it, and now you find it's not dripping there. Then you move that side in the line. It's the easiest way, because dowsing could be bhutish sometimes.
Yeah.
Could be. But are you sure it's done with dowsing or?
I think they use all combination of different things. So certainly this one who had written the book had been
Using dowsing.
using dowsing as one of the methods.
But dowsing can be challenged by science.
The one in Glastonbury was done by an aerial photograph.
Huh?
The one in Glastonbury was also discovered by an aerial photograph.
I
You can
see.
see it in the field boundaries and things like this.
How the aerial photograph? How
They can see the boundaries of the field made a pattern, things like that.
field,
Yes. It's all the old boundaries between different
old
plots.
ones.
Yes.
Fields and roads and waterways and
Unconscious must be building up that way. And the old people that lived were much more sensitive, much more reactive to unconscious.
Yes.
They were not so artificial. But when we become artificial, what happens? We get covered up with so many barriers that we are not sensitive to the dictates of the unconscious. And when you cannot feel the dictates of the unconscious, you see, you start having again deliberations, as I call it. Deliberations take you out, you see, from that sensitivity. But if you are natural and a simple person, then you are quite sensitive. You are very sensitive. Okay, you can move forward. I think you come forward now. Just come forward.
Do you know where the small jar of coffee?
Come forward. You can. Come on. Esther, you come. Actually, you people should be in front. Those who are from Brighton. It would be better. Right? Come forward. The Brighton people should come forward, I would say, as much as. I mean, you from this side, I think it would be better. Because you have to be No. Come along, sit down, sit. This side you can keep. You can keep it that side. Who else is there? Is somebody still outside? Make it few times. So this on the other side of me also some people can be sitting. It's a very nice sunny day today, isn't it? So,
Would you like this window open slightly, Mother?
the one,
Would you like the window slightly open? Or?
that's okay. I think that one, if you open, is a better idea. It's open. It's open. Today is a great day to come to Brighton because the day of Buddha's birthday. Today is Buddha's birthday, Lord Buddha's birthday. You all have heard about his birth and that his mother dreamt of an elephant, of a large white elephant, before the birth of Buddha. And then it was predicted that a child will be born in your family who will be either a great saint or a very great king, as in Sanskrit called Chakravarti, means the one who is the ruler of the whole world. So the father got worried and he thought he must get the son involved into the family life, into material life, and give him all the pleasures of life. So he built a very special place for him, beautiful palace to live in. And where he got married to a girl called Yashodhara, was a very, very beautiful woman, gave him all the pleasures of life, everything that he could do to entice this boy away from asceticism. Also, you know the story of his going one day on the road, how he found 3 types of people and how he felt that why a person should become old, why should a person suffer in life, and why should people die. So all these 3 things put an inquiry into himself, and he started trying to understand why these things happen to human beings. With this the inquiry started. So he reached a point where he could not bear any more the comforts and all the attachments that were entangled around him by his father. He had a son whose name was Rahul, and he left the son and the wife in the search of the truth. Now, he started from a wrong end, I should say, for the search of the truth, because he wanted to know why there are miseries in the human beings. And so he started from collective towards the center. When we see miseries all around us, many people have seen, they say, what about others? Will everybody get realization? Will everybody will have this? You see, this comes from the wrong end, I feel, because first of all we must know, are we all right? Are we perfect? Are we full of joy? Have we received the absolute knowledge? If you start from this point, it's always better. Because he started from the wrong point, searching it from the collective, to remove the miseries of the people, he had to go in a very roundabout. So he read all the books and Vedas, and this he went to big pandits, to all the great knowledgeable people, to meet them, to ask them the answer why there are these 3 things. That is, the roga is the